Tozo AI View AI glasses. I actually had no idea these were coming, and it seems as though there's no information online about them anywhere. You try and look this up, and all you find is their V ones or their Z ones, those other ones we checked out. So I guess we're gonna learn together. Always the small, sharp unboxing knife. Safety first. AI View by Tozo. Really, all the information we're getting is that they have something to do with AI. My guess is that these are kind of their answer to Meta Ray-Bans, but I really don't know. The box does have some specs I have not read yet. We're just gonna learn together today. All right, one good size case. No sort of branding on the case anywhere. It is magnetic front. Opens up to some more flat-fronted glasses than I expected. The arms are thick. They actually kind of remind me of the AR glasses. My ears are crooked, if you've never noticed that before, so anytime I have glasses I have to get them adjusted to like land on one of my ears right, otherwise they like drop on my face a little crooked. It does have covers on them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I might have just seen something in the lens actually that gets me a little excited. Again, I really have no idea what we're dealing with here. So it comes in this, it says accessories and manuals in the bottom. That comes up, and we have got more nose things, some kind of cord. And when I say nose things, that's the technical term for those pads around your nose. If you haven't been with me for other AR, AI glasses, whatever, they typically come with a few styles for how big your nose bridge is. Even though I have a giant head, my nose is kind of small, I think. Don't tell anybody that. I usually end up using the smaller ones and having to fit them. But again, like I said, most people don't realize your ears usually aren't always perfectly level. So when you get glasses like these, especially these thicker arms, and they're not always bendable, you notice how they land on your face. I put them up and they're like perfect right there, and then I push it down on this ear and then they end up crooked. But hey, we'll figure that out in adjustment. We've got a cord that hooks to the arm. So the arm, it looks like this is definitely proprietary. You're not gonna be able to go buy this adapter somewhere. Maybe they'll sell it. It looks like a magnetic snap-on. Yep, and then that converts it to USB-C. It also comes with prescription reference lenses. So these are not actually for the glasses, but if you do need prescription, you probably give these over to your eye doctor or whoever's gonna make you custom lenses for it, and then they cut them to this size to fit them in there. One little multi-tool, screwdrivers and such to adjust or change up. Well, no instruction manual either, so we are really learning together. What have we got here? Emerald Vision AI. No image storage, no privacy concerns. So they're kind of jumping on the privacy concerns other people have with other of these glasses. Ultralight 45-gram design, comfort lasts all day, impact resistant resin lenses, dual chip, dual system design, performance meets power efficiency, modular frame and nose pads, easy replacement and perfect fit. Well, then how the heck do I turn these on? Unlike Meta ones, this definitely does not look like this is any sort of charging case. This is just a case to keep them safe. By the feel and the weight and everything on them, I would have to guess they're trying to go for a more budget-friendly design than the Metas. So let me go grab a battery pack and see if I can get this thing going. Bobo VR to the rescue as usual. No way. I mean, I had to assume other people were working on this. This has a HUD inside, and it's in both eyes. Please connect the device in the app. Okay, so I gotta go find an app. We tried the Meta displays. I didn't buy them. They were just too much money. They were too hard to get. 800 bucks, it was just a lot, in my opinion, for what they did. They had one eye where you had a screen inside, and it was full color, it was a screen, but it really sounds like it was detrimental to the battery life if you used it much. What they've done here is they have two screens. It looks like from the opening, it's only a green grid, saving on the color and stuff probably, but it's in both eyes, which is interesting because everyone went, oh, why does the Ray-Ban have only one screen? That's horrible. But at the same time, having it in both eyes brings up some interesting difficulties, because if you have the screen, then you have to like focus on it with both eyes at the same time. And if the glasses get off kilter, the screens can end up not wanting to match. Like your eyes try really hard to adjust that. So I do need to figure out if this thing will let me adjust this ear down without breaking the arm off or something. But so far, all I can see is AI View. Please connect device in the app, and let's see if we can get that on camera. Sometimes, amazingly, a phone camera is actually easier for this stuff. Okay, I had it. So right now I can tell the glasses aren't on my face, so it's covering up the AI View part, but it says, please connect the device in the app. You can see that. I will say this phone video is nothing like what you're seeing in person though, inside the glasses. So like when they're actually on my face, all it looks like is you really just have green lettering floating in the air in front of you. Actually, I put my hand like that and I expected my hand to like occlude it, but that's not gonna happen. It's on the glasses, and it's surprisingly clear. There's a long string of like serial numbers underneath. It's like super clear to see. The only difficulty I'm having so far is I need to keep doing this number and tilting them even, so that even with my eyes, I have to get my ear pinned up or something. Okay, let's try and find the app. So I'm guessing they came charged because I only touched this with a charger and it just activated them and they've stayed on the whole time. So they're at least charged enough. I just didn't know how to turn them on. I still don't exactly know. There is a button on the bottom here I haven't pressed yet. It makes a sound when I press it. Okay, so like the Meta ones, it does have some sort of swipe detection here, because when I do that, I hear a whoosh, whoosh. It's got two inputs, it's got that and it's got a button. The button makes a dunk but it doesn't tell me what it's doing. Let's see if Bluetooth just picks it up. 6 Quest 3s and a Quest 3S it's picking up. The DJI RS4 Pro that Quinn's holding. It's giving me the Bluetooth address in here, so I was hoping it might just let me manually do it. So far, I am closing one eye often to look at it because I need to get it adjusted to my eyes. Most people don't think about or realize is going to be a problem with glasses like these. If you have a view in both eyes, it needs to be very adjustable because people's head shapes and ear heights and everything are not right. To get it perfectly level in both, that's what I have to hold it at right there, which probably looks really funny to you from there. But right now I'm seeing all of the words together. And it also makes me ask myself if I could just turn off one screen, like would I get just as much of a view? Well, let's just try AI View. Boy, when you search AI View, you get SVU a lot. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this off camera a little bit. We'll be back. Took it over to our resident iPhone expert. We are in. Allow AI View to use your location. You gotta give it everything, everybody. All right, we are at Add Device. I have the glasses on, still seeing Please Connect Device in the app inside the glasses. Pair your device. Man, where is the sensor that knows whether I'm wearing these things or not? Can I cover it with my finger? Aha, okay. The sensor appears to be right here. So that's where it knows. Basically over your right ear is where it knows if it's seeing. So let's retry pairing. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough hands for this. Do not give up on me. Okay, come tap the retry button on the phone here, Quinn. Pair your device. Now, how do I tell it to? Probably the button on the bottom of the phone. All my hands are taken up right now. Can you press the button on the bottom of the right side? We may just not be able to show you all of this, but we have some bits at least. Let me get these things working. I need to go get like a spacer and put it over my ear. We're very technical here on this channel. If you haven't been with us before, we do what it takes to get you what you need. Man, are my ears that crooked? My goodness. I think that this is why other companies are gonna try binocular displays and realize monocular ones for smart glasses might just be easier. I think what it's gonna come down to is adjusting the nose pad very carefully on my nose, but then when I hand it to anyone else, they are not gonna be able to see a thing on them, truly. And if I push right there, I can get this just right, but I can't get them to stay there no matter what I do. Oh my, okay. Pairing failed, try again. Yes, pair the device. Swipe the touch bar back and forth to select. Okay, so the touch bar also has a tap that'll do a tap. Okay, so now I've got options inside here. Teleprompter, camera, settings, contacts, using tutorials, live translation, scene rotation, AI agent. Would like to access speech recognition, yes. Microphone, yes. Okay, it's talking to me. Wow, I truly, I'm so used to VR and I don't have such a hard time getting the two screens to match. I never thought about how tough it would be in glasses with something like this to have it work in both eyes, and it probably makes sense why everything uses one eye. Inside of the phone here, we can see most of the options. It says we're at 18%, so we're definitely gonna need to be charging this soon. Teleprompter. That could be cool for content creators who actually script their stuff and don't sit here bumbling trying to figure it out like I do. But you come on the journey with me. That's why we do this. Even though I get negative comments sometimes about it. You should script your crap. So how do I go back? Double tap, maybe? Got 5 dots in front of me. Okay, now I'm back at the main screen. Yep, so double tap seems to be your back button. Teleprompter, settings, let's see what we got. Language, GPS calibration. I'm curious about that. If you can walk and these give you directions. Contacts, tutorials. Does it have cool tutorials? Nose pad replacement. So I can actually see now it's kind of showing me the grid of how big the screen is in front of me. It's actually quite a good chunk of your vision. It is kind of right where you want to look though. It shows it in the video and it looks really easy. Just like click this out the side, but boy, they are in there tight. Boy, it's scary pushing on them though. I don't know about that. It looks like they should just slide straight in. Oh my gosh, that is uncomfortable. Okay, whew, that felt sketchy though. I'm not gonna lie, that freaked me out. And it kind of looks like something came out with it that shouldn't have. Dang it, and I got a fingerprint on there somehow trying to do that. Well, I must say with that nose pad, I do feel like I'm getting a much better fitment. So like the screen is, I'm not having to go all over the place. So maybe that was all I needed. I do need more straight ears, or I do need to figure out if I can just slightly bend these a little bit. Well, apparently I have a ton to experiment and learn and mess with on these. So I think at this point I gotta take these away for a while, otherwise you're gonna be here for 2 hours while I mess with them. But so far, now that I've got the right nose pad, it's really close on looking good. I needed to stay slightly crooked because of my weird ears. Not their fault, but just know, go look in the mirror and really assess whether your ears are straight. That might be a factor in whether you can do binocular or monocular glasses. We're gonna take these away for a while. I just wanna sit here and play with them more because I feel like I'm so close to them being right for me now. I don't need to do all this on camera because this is just gonna kill a ton of time. So, all right, we will come back.
Many months later.
AI View glasses by Tozo. We have now spent months, we've been through multiple iterations of software, but something I wanna make really clear about these, today the Kickstarter is officially launching for these, this is not necessarily the final edition, the final product. We have been going through some of the early adopter headaches. We've been learning alongside them, giving them feedback on them. But I've got to say, for an early Kickstarter launch so far, I am really impressed with what they're trying to do here. A couple important things. Obviously, these are going to be compared a lot by people out there to what's on the market so far, like the Ray-Bans or the Meta Ray-Ban displays that have the actual screen in them. These are a green-only grid, which does seem to give them a lot more battery life than the displays or anything else has. 2 green displays in each eye, lining up. We've already talked about that a lot in the video from before, but I just want to reiterate some of the points of what they're trying to do. The idea in the far future, it seems like with a lot of these glasses, people think they could replace smartphones. The long-term goal for a lot of people in glasses like these is they could replace smartphones. These are definitely not a replacement for your smartphone, but they are a pretty cool supplement. They do a lot on their own with the AI and what features they've got inside of them, and they give you a lot more access to your phone, especially if you're in a place where you don't want to pull your phone out and deal with it, whatever, but there's no way they're anywhere near replacing them. With that said, one of the big things about these that are trying to set them apart from the other ones is privacy. These do not take pictures, these do not take video, they don't allow you to transfer those to your phone and keep them. They do have a camera, and that camera surprisingly does really well. If you have something in your hands and you ask the AI, what am I holding? It takes one picture right on the spot, analyzes it, and erases the picture. So nothing is kept, stored, sent anywhere. That's kind of how they're trying to set themselves apart, especially seeing all of the issues that are happening with other smart glasses and people worrying about privacy and concerns like that. But that means you do lose a major function that a lot of people think they want the glasses for, is being able to film or take pictures. That's something these aren't doing. But these do allow you hands-free calls, access to a list of contacts that you do upload to these, so you can put your top 20 most used, but it's not going to be every single contact on your phone. Although if you do just talk to your phone, if you say, hey, call this person, and it calls, it's still just like a Bluetooth headset or like AirPods. It's going to call anybody. It's going to play any sound through these. Same thing with Google searches. So it really does everything a pair of headphones would do, and beyond that with the AI that's built into it. It's got some other features. We tested out the teleprompter. We'll show you some clips of that.
Now I'm sitting in the theater room and looking around, but the teleprompter stays right in front of my eyes.
Teleprompter comes with 3 different modes: an auto scroll, which you can adjust the speed and size of the text, manual, where you swipe to move to the next line, and an AI mode where the AI actually listens to what you say word for word. But what I found was if you miss a word or if it doesn't understand a word that you're saying, then you end up having to go back. So that one's a little disruptive. I'm not someone who uses a teleprompter for videos. If you haven't watched the channel enough and you don't know, we learn together. I open a product together, I learn it alongside you. You go on the journey with me. I've never written a script for a video ever. It's just not my style. But the idea of just being able to see it in your eyes, and the fact that these actually, you can see these green displays even outside, is a really cool feature. I love that idea, and I want to see more of that come. The AI agent is pretty nifty, and it's something I've found I've started to use more and more on my Meta Ray-Bans as I've gotten used to having them on and being awake all the time. It just saves you that like reach in your pocket, pull something out. But with the screen here, it feels way more complete. Like with the other smart glasses that only have audio, you're still listening, you're still trying to hear it all. With this one, I can use it. I don't even have to hear it. I can see it. I asked it how to make a paella, and it like gave me the full instructions. Obviously, a lot more involved than what I was looking for. The AI will warn you if it's going to take a picture of something, because if you hold up and say, hey, what am I looking at? It's going to warn you, oh, I'll take a picture, I'll make the clicking sound so you know it's taking a picture, and then it'll analyze. And it was able to analyze my play button in front of me, which isn't even the normal, like it wasn't the usual plaque. It was the limited edition that Eagle Docs 2 helped us get, and it knew exactly what it was. It said it, but it even knew what was like around it in the background. It's kind of crazy. It has a music app built on here in case you do upload music, but obviously if you're just using Spotify or whatever, like I said, they work as headphones. You're going to be able to use them as headphones. Translator comes with 8 different languages, but as someone who can barely speak more than one, unfortunately, I couldn't test these a lot. The app has different settings that you can change from there. But the fact that you can change these both, really for traveling, taking them anywhere you want to go, you can translate live, and just being able to see it is so much easier. And from what I've seen, having live translation with the screen is kind of necessary with glasses, in my opinion, versus when I've tried it with the Ray-Bans and you're trying to hear. So like you say something, it translates it, you're listening, you're waiting, listening, then you're trying to say that, and it's just not a conversation. But the idea of being able to see it live as it's coming up is awesome. Now, this is only a Kickstarter. With that does come all of the Kickstarter headaches. You know, if you've ever participated in one, you pay, you wait, they go through iterations. You hopefully end up getting a product later that is a more fully fleshed out version of what you're looking for. But if you do want to support the Kickstarter, check out down below. I'll leave links to that. What they've got going here, I'm definitely feeling like I want a final edition of these. I'm wondering what's going to change between now and then. Obviously, the more people that get these and start testing them, the more feedback they get, they can improve all these things and make them better. But so far, having glasses that have a screen in them that I can read, see, get get through my notifications that way. It just feels more right and real and like a phone, that I feel like the future, maybe not a phoneless future, but there is a future where these are supplementary and do a great job of that. And then way far future, maybe they do replace the phone. So with that, I'm sure you've got a lot of questions. Drop them in the comments below. I'll try to respond to what I can about these. The Kickstarter should be officially live as this video launches, but I think this is a really cool idea and I want to see where they take it and what goes on. And if you're interested in more of these kind of reviews of these smart glasses and things like that, let me know too. We've mostly been a VR channel here, but it seems like a lot of you are interested in this future, and this is kind of the future I've always talked about VR was heading to, was more useful everyday stuff. Let me know in the comments down below, but thank you once again for being here with me, and I'll see you in another reality.